Hey, this is Pastor Pete with things my father taught me. This week I want to talk about something he used to say to me, and that was, your words are more valuable than money. Now, a lot of the things I talk about on Things My Father Taught Me was to do with words, the power of words. He really believed in the power of words and how careful you had to be with your words, because words create worlds. Your words are more valuable than money itself. So if that's true, then it's very important that you should actually keep your word, that your words shouldn't be treated without value. Have you ever been in that position where you have said you would do something and then you didn't? I've probably done this myself, and I feel bad for it, and maybe I feel guilty for it, but it's an important thing that we have to learn how to keep our word. Why? Why does it matter so much? Because words, surely, people are using words all the time, and they're saying things on the internet, and it just seems like they go out there and it doesn't make any difference, because sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never harm me, is probably what you think. But words are more powerful than we realize. That's not to say that I think that we should start controlling other people's words, but I think we need to learn how to control our own words, especially when we give our word to be there for someone or to help someone. Now, the thing that you said you would do maybe doesn't really mean that much to you, but it may be something that is very valuable to the person, to someone that you have promised your word to. I mean, I know politicians, we expect politicians sometimes to give their word and then they go back on their word, etc. But the whole point is there is a gravity to your word. There's a gravity to what you say. And what you say might seem insignificant to you, but to someone else, it may be very, very significant. And the result is either twofold. If you don't keep your word, then you're training people to not trust you. But if you do keep your word, this is something that we often overlook. If you do keep your word, you're actually bringing blessing to the person. Literally in Luke chapter 1, I think it's around about 45 or so, it says that because God kept his word to Mary, she was blessed. Let me flip it. She was blessed because God kept his word to her. That's quite significant, that someone else recognized that, Mary, you're going to be blessed because God kept his word to you. Now you might say, yeah, but I'm not God. Why does my words make any difference to anybody else? I can see that God not keeping his words can really affect your life. But we're representatives of God. We basically are given the responsibility to use the words of God and to speak them to people as Christians. So I want you to understand that this is very important, how heavy your words are, especially when God is listening to them himself. But what if I fail? What if I give my word and then I fail and I don't keep my word? Well, fair enough. You can admit, hey, I'm human. I'm sorry. I went back on my word. That's no big deal. People can forgive you. But if you continue to do it and you keep a cycle of giving your word and then not keeping it, you'll find that you will lose the trust of people around you. It is very important that you are able to keep your word. Now, what I find actually is even worse than that, is when you find that a person will only keep their word when they're being paid. Now, fair enough, if you're being paid, you got to make money, you got to pay your bills, etc. But if you're only motivated to keep your word when you're being paid, you're literally training people that money is your God. But when you give your word, because you're literally giving your word to someone else like you're giving it to God, it says that God will bless you. In fact, Jesus said, anyone who has given anything in their life will not be failed to be given back 100-fold for whatever you have given to the kingdom. Have you given your word to people? To bless them, to pray for them, to look after them, to help them out, but you didn't actually do it. You're missing out on 100-fold blessing that would come to you. I want to encourage you, as my father said, that your words are more valuable than money, to be mindful of how powerful your words really are. Would you do me a favor and like, comment, and subscribe? And I love hearing from you guys. I'd love to speak to you soon. We love you guys.